figured out because I don't know what they are.
Did you get the letter?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Municipalities of Monroeville Citizens Night and Council Work Session. Today is Thursday, June 8th, 2017, approximately 7 p.m. If we'd all kindly rise with a Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Tim, if you'll please get our list and see if anybody signed in.
Everybody signed in?
We don't know.
In right here. Fast.
Well, Nicole, you signed in first, so come on down.
Okay. Thank you.
Hello. I just wanted to...
State your name for the record, please.
I'm Nicole Henline, resident and director of Monroeville Public Library. I just wanted to stop in for a minute and let you know about some of the things going on at the library. I passed out to council, and any citizen can get them here at the council, at the municipal building, at the library, or online, our list of events. And we have a lot of great things coming up this summer. A couple of them are through our grant that we received called NASA at My Library, and that will allow us to do a few extra science-based activities this summer, including on Friday, June 23rd at 7 p.m. All ages can join us to make a model of their favorite planet, and then we'll shrink the solar system down to size and give you a walking tour of just how vast it actually is. That is on June 23rd. On June 12th, we have a class on dog safety matters, which is popular with all ages. If you want to know more about any dogs, including your own, we have a behaviorist and dog trainer who will be there at 7 o'clock. And a field trip program at Boyce Park on June 27th with the Garden Club of Monroeville. And there's so much more. I don't want to waste too much time going through the whole list. But we also have a pottery class in the library this coming Saturday at 2. And a movie makers camp for kids, June 19th through 22nd, ages 8 to 12. Learn to storyboard an idea, write a script, shoot it, edit it, and publish it. And on June 16th, there will be 2 mystery animal guests from the Animal Rescue League at the library at 6:30. And you'll learn how our state's animals help to make our world a better place. Last but not least, we have a fundraiser on Thursday, June 22nd. Anything you order from Panda Express, lunch or dinner, if you give them the voucher that is inside the newsletter, or you might even just be able to tell them a portion of that. Oh, they're not in this batch.
I was going to say, where's the voucher?
I will get them for you and make sure they go in your mailboxes.
Thank you.
What's the date on that, Nicole?
That is June 22nd.
When's Panda Express opening?
Yeah, that's what.
Before June 22nd.
I'm hoping. I've been out of town. I thought, did they open while I was gone?
They contacted us about doing...
to working with them?
Yes.
So it should...
So I know that they'll be open by then. I don't know what their grand opening date is.
Okay.
They're not open at this point.
Okay.
They're not...
At least not through our office. They may think they're open.
Maybe you verify that, just
I
in
will-
case you have to change the dates.
I will double check.
Yeah.
I will double check.
Those fundraisers, usually you do pretty well with those.
Yes.
The restaurants. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
and most people like them because it's pretty easy, and you get dinner and you get to help help a cause. So if you haven't been to the library lately, please stop by and check it out. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nicole.
Thanks, Nicole.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I'll leave the floor open for any resident that would like to address council. Please sign in and state your name for the record, please. and that you're also just, you don't have to give your address, just a Monroeville resident.
Valerie Warning, Monroeville resident.
Hello, Val.
Hi. I just wanted to publicly thank Officer Kandrak for his donation of helmets to our students at Gateway. He received 100 helmets, bike helmets, and was distributing them throughout the school district and actually fitting them all himself. So thank you, and I just want to appreciate what he was doing. Thanks.
Well, you're welcome. Thank you. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I'll leave the floor open for any resident that would like to address council. It is certainly your time, and certainly our pleasure to listen to what you have to say. Seeing none, we'll close that proportion of the meeting, and we'll go to our council work session. All members of council are present, but Mr. Caleri is not with us this evening. And we'll move over to council. We have an executive session for personnel and litigation reasons prior to tonight's citizens meeting, beginning at 6:40 p.m. until about 7 p.m. Council legislative action, if any, shall be taken at the June 13, 2017 regular council meeting. So council, looking at the approval of the minutes of the citizen night meeting of May 4th, 2017, and the council work session of May 4th, 2017. Now, just a little word on that. The regular council meeting of May 9th, 2017 will be in your packet tomorrow for your review on Tuesday. But on the other two, any corrections or additions? Moving over to our reports of our tax collections, once again, council, are there any corrections or additions? Seeing none, moving over to our payroll report. Any corrections or additions, council? Moving on to our list of bills and budget transfers, and Tom will give it over to you first.
None, thank you.
Steve?
I have nothing.
Jim?
Nothing, sir.
Ron?
Nothing.
Nick?
No, Mayor.
And Linda?
Nothing, Mayor.
All righty. And then moving down to the new business, Tim, if you would, please.
Okay, applicant is requesting the rezoning of properties totaling 41.852 acres from S Conservancy to C2 Business Commercial. The parcels are located at 4917 Old William Penn Highway, known as Allegheny County Lot and Block Number 1244F365 and 1244C287, and are owned by James A. and Janet Rutter. Planning Commission recommends denial of this application. However, we received correspondence today that the applicant has requested table and waives all time limits. So the public hearing will not be scheduled this evening. Will you still go over this, Paul?
I was coming up here for the next one, if you want me to answer any questions about...
You might as well hold it till July.
Yeah, because they've tabled this.
They've tabled it. So,
This is for the next...
No, then
Yes,
he's going to do Beatty Road,
oh, you have the next one too?
because
Okay.
I do have a
okay,
question
that's
on that one.
I was just-
Tim, if you'll go to number 2.
Yeah.
Okay, number 2, applicant is requesting final subdivision approval of tax parcel 855F355 to create 2 proposed lots labeled 1A and 1B. Lot 1A consists of .4384 acres and Lot 1B consists of .2887 acres. The property is located at 501 Beatty Road in the R2 Single Family Residential District. The Planning Commission recommends approval of this application 5-0.
If you would, sir, please.
It's a very simple 2-lot subdivision. This was one lot at one time, and they're proposing to separate it into 2 lots. The proposed new lot meets all the requirements according to the ordinance, and it's pretty straightforward.
Paul, where are you in council for? And show them some landmarks.
This is Beatty Road and Old Haymaker, funeral home right across the street.
And where's
Wait.
the funeral home at?
Is that right there?
Oh.
So this is the corner where that apartment building house is, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Then next to it, is that the vacant property, or is that the one where they were trying to make the Hindu church out of a home?
The Hindu church was the lot next to that.
Next to that.
Yes,
The
ma'am.
lot that had all the garbage all over it
Yes.
for a while?
No,
It's not.
a different one. If you get on to the stop sign and make a right, that house we're talking about on the
Oh, okay.
left-hand side.
Okay, I know what you mean.
Okay, so they're taking it and dividing it widthwise, not lengthwise, because those have properties at the very front with huge lots behind them. that correct?
Correct. They're taking one large lot, putting a dividing line to create two. So it's lengthwise.
Okay.
So
And what do they wanna do?
They're creating a buildable lot for sale.
Okay, because then it would be, that's a vacant lot that would be the secondary lot, correct?
It will be vacant, yes.
Are they doing anything with the first lot that has that house they rent?
No.
Nothing?
Maintaining as is.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Any other questions or comments, council? Thank you, sir. Tim, resolutions, please.
Okay, one resolution, a resolution for slums and blight approving the demolition of a vacant and dilapidated structure located within the municipality of Monroeville known as 1610 Lynn Avenue, lot and block number 544J-73. There was a show cause hearing previously tonight at 6 o'clock, a hearing. And so this is the resolution approving the demolition of that property.
Any other comments on that, Bob or Paul?
No, sir.
Council, any questions for them?
Nobody showed opposing that.
Correct.
Any other comments? Thank you, sir. Bob, if you'll do the ordinance.
One ordinance, an ordinance of the municipality of Monroeville, Allegheny County, Pennsylvania, adopting proposed amendments to the Home Rule Charter and authorizing the submission of such amendments to the Allegheny County Department of Elections for placement on the ballot of the November 7, 2017 general election and subsequent elections as determined by the Department of Elections.
Question. Is this going to be, I know it's going to be the first one that we're going to do. Is this going to be all the legalese that needs to be changed first? Is that what we decided would be the best route to go?
I'm not entirely certain that you have definitively decided what you want to go first. I
Okay.
think you've had some discussion on it.
Right.
Now, two things that I want to point out. One is that you still have the opportunity to make those decisions. We don't really have to get this thing down to them until early August, so we probably have this month and next month.
Okay.
The other thing is that while it remains open, there's also time, based on the fact that there's an advertised ordinance on the agenda, there's an opportunity for further public comment in the event that anybody decides they'd like to comment further on what has been proposed.
Okay.
So really, it's up in the air. It's up to what you want to do, and subject to any additional comments from the public that you choose to take heed of and perhaps make a
Well, what you know of already, have we included, or is there more to be included that would be just, like we thought the legalese should be the very first step? Is this all inclusive of that or not?
This is inclusive of it right now. It would be the entire report. It would be everything that the commission recommended be changed.
Okay.
There's still that. You, as a council, should decide amongst yourselves how you want to do it, if in fact you want to do it the way you're proposing, or if there are some questions that you want to see get on the ballot first related to municipal operations, some that are more operationally related as opposed to technical.
Okay.
If you remember, Linda, the chair, that would be Dave Cooker, recommended we do the legalese first to get us on an even keel. Is that a fair statement?
It is, and the other thing about it is, and we've said this before and it's worth mentioning again, the County Department of Elections will ultimately determine how much of what we submit to them they can get onto the next ballot. And the reason we put subsequent ballots is because subsequent elections is because we know for a fact that it's going to take several elections to get all the questions on.
Okay.
There's just a lot more here than the county can put on one ballot.
Any other questions or comments on this ordinance before you, council?
So basically, this is just one of the many steps that we have to do along this whole process. We are just basically saying that, okay, we accept what the Home Rule Review Board, Ad Hoc Review Board gave to us. That's one of the steps we just need to figure out. Whenever you guys mention legalese, I guess for the public, what you're referring to is the things that are in our Home Rule Charter currently that are, I don't want to say illegal, but things that have already been changed by the state.
Well, things that have perhaps been rendered moot by new legislation.
Correct.
You know, and there are things that are simpler than that, too. There are things like misspelled words or things of that nature.
Right.
All of those things would be first if you follow Dave Cooker's proposal.
Right. So we just have to do this all by probably the July meeting.
Well, yeah, because what I'm seeing is, my recollection is that the election division told us that we have to submit what we want them to put on by the 13th Tuesday before the election. And they go by the date of the election and all the Tuesdays that are in.
Okay.
It's just what they do. And so I think that's going to be around maybe the 8th of August. I remember looking at it.
it's August 12th.
Well, it may be, but we're going to have to see how that fits in with the council meeting, because obviously, if we have the council meeting after, that means then you have to act on this in July
Right,
for us to get it in on time.
okay.
I would recommend that you do that.
Sure. And
Well,
and like you said, we have the ordinance already advertised, that
Yes,
it's all teed up and ready to go.
Exactly.
And it shouldn't really be that hard to get done by July then?
Correct.
If everyone's in agreement with the recommendations from
I
the board.
agree, there's essentially nothing to do.
Right.
There'll be the opportunity for additional public comment, maybe something will happen at the last minute, but it really is in the form that can go forward to the county right now.
Okay.
Our council
great.
meeting in August is on the 8th. So there's 5 Tuesdays in August, so the 8th. It's the earliest it can be.
Maybe it is the 8th.
Okay, if we come down to the last minute, if we
You
can't
could
do
do
it
it,
by
yeah.
July, we would be able to do it in the August.
The 8th rings, I actually have it, I may have it on my calendar here.
Well, let's just go with the 8th, because that is a Tuesday.
It's not on this calendar, so I'll double check on it. but
Okay.
We'll make sure that we don't miss the date.
But Nick, would you not agree in the council that we should probably deal with this in July?
July if
and
we
then
Yeah,
can.
be on the
ready
safe
for
side,
the-
absolutely.
The August.
Yeah,
Everybody okay with that?
Yeah, I think they wouldn't want it at the last minute anyway. They'd
Yeah.
probably frown upon that, even though we can turn it in at the last minute. They probably want as much time as they can have to do what they have to do. So,
okay.
Any other questions or comments? Council. Seeing none, we'll move over to reports of the municipal staff. And Bob, any words of wisdom?
None, Mayor.
I'll get to you in a minute. Paul, any words of wisdom?
No, sir.
And Tim, you're up.
Yeah, just 2 items. Last month, we had a group of residents that came to the meeting and were complaining because they received violation notices of high grass. After reviewing the notices, what I've discussed with Mr. Hugas is it seemed to be the largest complaint was they did not have enough time, or they thought, I should say, they thought they were losing time because they were given 7 days to correct the violation of the high grass, and they got their notices right before Easter, and we were off Good Friday, and some employees, including code enforcement officers, took that Monday off, so they called the office, and nobody got back to them until the Tuesday after Easter. So instead of a 7-day, what we're going to do is a seven business days is we're going to change in the violation grace period in order to rectify the problem. I just wanted to mention that that's what we're going to be addressing, so that doesn't occur again. So people would have 7 business days instead of 7 days. Okay?
But we're still going to hand out the certified letters. So my idea of just giving a door hanger,
We're legally not allowed to do that. We discussed that.
why do, we did it for refuse. You know, if you put out stuff that,
Why can't they do that?
Well, that really, I mean,
I don't see where there's a legal issue. Me putting, rather than handing you a certified letter, I put a little thing on your door that states,
Well, they're not handing it, that
cut the
mailman's
grass.
doing that.
Well, there's really two.
what's that, Linda?
The mailman's taking the certified letter, not an
I
employee.
understand that, but our employee goes onto their property to investigate that, so why can't they put a door hanger on? I'm just asking.
well, no, I mean, Steve,
I
if,
agree.
There's really 2 issues.
Makes sense.
The one issue is, and it would be the door hanger, is notifying the property owner that you have an issue or you have to cut your grass. However, if the property owner does not cut the grass and the municipality has to prosecute them,
Okay.
we
then-
have to have had that notice
Oh, yeah,
in order to
And they can
proceed.
say they
That's
never
why
got
we
it.
do that notice.
So the door hanger wouldn't work prior to?
The door hanger wouldn't give legal notice, but it would give
No,
notice
it
to the
would give
person that
them
there's a
alert.
problem.
Okay,
Yeah.
I think that would solve the issue with the residents, as far as, hey, all of a sudden I've got a certified letter. You know what I'm saying? Because we do it in refuse.
I mean,
We'll hang a door hanger, you can't put certain things out.
Paul,
I mean, we'll do whatever you want us to do. I mean, if you put the door hanger on, like Bob said, it's not a legal notice. So if you
Correct,
put...
it's not, but it's a
So-
courtesy.
I understand it. So if you put the door hanger on, how much time are you going to give them before you send the violation notice? So if you give them...
State
that-
it on there. State it, you have 1 week to cut your grass.
All right, so
You
if you
don't,
give
we're
them-
going to give you a violation letter.
All right, so if you give them 7 days, just like the letter says, so we have to wait 7 business days,
And 7 more.
and then They don't do it. So now you have to send them the violation letter, which gives them another 7. So now you're 14 days. You're 2 weeks into it.
2 foot high, I wouldn't want to cut it.
But then, you know, the neighbors are calling and complaining because the grass next to them is 2 foot high, and, you know, what are you doing about it? I'm just saying it delays the process. If you want the process to get the grass
Agreed.
cut quickly, then you send a violation notice. If you want to be more courtesy, then you hang the door hanger and follow up with a violation letter. It's just going to delay the process.
I just thought myself personally, if I got a hanger on my door, I'd make sure it was cut.
Well,
You-
people get certified and they don't hurry up and run out there and start their mowers.
Steve, you may...
Well, I understand that.
You
I
may...
like the idea of a 7 business day. That gives people a little bit more time. I think that's a good step in the right direction from the issue that arose. That's my personal opinion.
You may cut your grass, but I know from experience, so if you just get a letter from the municipality that doesn't say notice of violation on it, most people take them through
Ignore
the
it.
grass.
Okay. That's fine.
If they get a letter that says notice of violation, then they pay attention to it. But whatever you guys want to do, we'll do it.
I went up and talked to a couple of inspectors that sent those letters. And do you know that all those people that were here were talked to on the phone? And they said they couldn't, the one gentleman, I think you remember, he asked if he could have some extra time, and he was told okay. And they didn't think there was a problem. They were being totally cordial about it, you know. He said his landscaper quit the job and quit doing the job, and he called the inspector, and the inspector said, how much time do you need? He said, can you give me 3 more days? He said, sure.
I guarantee you, anybody that calls the office and asks for an additional point of time, they are given.
I don't know what the complaint was. But
Very good.
Continue on with the letter then.
Okay, last thing, Monroeville Foundation is going to hold its second annual golf outing on September the 11th this year, okay? So we'll be sending out flyers, anybody that's interested.
Thank you, sir. Okay, now we're going to go to the reports of our council, and Linda, we're going to start off with you, my dear.
I just want to congratulate everyone that was running for election that secured their spot. We know how much work's put into that, and go Pens. That's it.
Nick?
Yes, Mayor. The Monroeville Community Pool is now open at Avers Creek. Joe, if you have those pictures of the pool?
You're going to go there tomorrow and swim, right?
Ice skate, maybe.
Over the weekend. A little chilly.
A little chilly, but doesn't slow down most kids. So it's now open, their normal hours, 12:30 p.m. to 7 p.m., weekdays and weekends.
I do like that.
Big thanks to Mr. Paul Estock in the Recreation and Parks Department, along with the Public Works employees, John Hizzy, John Flo, Joe Urban, put a tremendous amount of labor to get the pool up and running. Pools are a challenge to keep running and to maintain them, and those guys do a heck of a job every year, really getting the pool looking the way it does. The tip of the hat to them. And a big thanks to Jen Antonucci, our pool manager, and her staff for getting the pool ready. And it is open for business, and the weather will get warmer, so don't fret.
Starting
Yes.
this weekend.
Hopefully this weekend.
Okay.
And the Monroeville Summer Concert Series will begin the 11th, which is this Sunday, with Joe Grishecki, locally famous gentleman, 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. at the amphitheater. It's being sponsored by UPMC East and presented by the municipality of Monroeville. Food and beverages will be available for purchase during the performances. So this June 11th, this Sunday, Joe Grishecki, 6:30 p.m. Come on out and have a nice time at the park. And that's all I have for this evening, Mayor.
Ronald?
I'm cutting mine short because I know everybody wants to get out of here, but I do want to report on this. The ISO, if you remember that name, is the insurance service organization that rates municipalities and cities nationwide and reports to insurance companies concerning the fire protection in the communities and letting them adjust insurance rates, fire insurance rates for that community. Well, they have come and done another inspection. You probably heard this, remember, about 5 years ago. And they have come and have performed another inspection of the water and hydrant system, the dispatch center, and the fire departments. Understand, the lower the number, the better the score you have and thus lowering fire insurance premiums in most cases. When I joined the fire company, Monroeville was rated a 5 or a 6, I don't remember which. And 5 years ago, we were lowered to a 4. This year's inspection came in, and I think the mayor got a copy of it, and I gave Tim a copy of it, but we were lowered to a 3, which is a fantastic score for a community with all volunteer service, and a lot of that has to do with the communication center and the municipal authority. I want to congratulate the municipal authority and the dispatch center and all the members of the fire company, especially Captain Robert Scott from Station 4, who put so much work into it. It's not easy to get these scores like that. As a matter of fact, they're all planning on how to cut the score again and do it in 5 years to hopefully lower it again. But I just wanted to put that congratulations out there, and the rest I'll report on Tuesday night.
Mayor.
Sir.
I'm sorry, if I could have the floor.
You sure can.
Sorry, Mr. Johns.
Sorry.
I forgot one part of my my report. Just want to wish my daughter, Allie, a happy 5th birthday next week.
Yeah, you'd have been
Yes.
killed if you wouldn't have done that.
I don't want to miss that. But happy birthday to Allie. She's looking forward to it, and so are we. And happy birthday, kiddo. And that's all I have.
That's more important than everything you reported on today.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. Absolutely.
James.
I'll talk fast. I want to talk a little bit about the parade that's coming up. Monroeville Independence Day Parade. Joe, I think you may have some pictures down there, I'm being told, on this flyer. Business owners, organizations, bands, groups, promote your business because it's free. Join the parade, enter a float, rev up your car, bring your band, decorate your bike, dress up your pet, march with your organization, carry a banner, promote your business. And remember, it's free. Businesses, if you can, decorate your storefront and turn Monroeville red, white, and blue for the 4th of July.
Amen.
Remember, the parade on the 4th starts at Miracle Mile Shopping Center at 9 a.m., proceeds west on Route 22 toward Monroeville Mall. The annual parade has delighted residents and visitors for over 40 years, and you can be part of the fun. Something new this year: when the lights go out, the magic continues. Get to the Monroeville Community Park West, 9:30 p.m. sharp for the spectacular Zambelli fireworks. Join the parade, sponsored by the Dog Stop. Dress up your dog. Kids, the decorated bike and wagon contest is also sponsored by the Law Office of Mr. Ratcher and Pro Bike. Call the Monroeville Recreation Department Parade Hotline at 412-856-3334 for an entry form. Last but not least, the fireworks display this year, we're looking really forward to it. It's going to be in the park, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. This year we will have the Food Truck Festival. We are looking to have approximately 12 trucks there. We will have live music. The music will be performed by the Woohoo Band, which I never heard them, but I heard a lot about them. The gates will open sharp at 5:30, and fireworks will go off for sure at 9:30 p.m.
Excuse me, what's the name of that band?
The Woohoo Band.
Who?
Woohoo. I think I'm pronouncing it right. I'm not sure. That's all I have.
Locally famous.
Local band.
Okay.
That's all I have.
I like
Oh, wait, real quick, I apologize. I'm sorry. I would like to thank Mr. Estock because he put a lot of work into this. Him and his staff and all the committee members. I'm the committee chairman, but trust me, I don't do a whole lot to show up and why lie. Thank you.
Steve.
Yeah, just real quick. One thing I want to get across, our public works seems like they're understaffed. I mean, our roads are going to, they're looking bad.
They're going to hell, just you say it out
And
loud.
I really think that we need to look into getting some employees there where we can maintain the roads. Our infrastructure is going to hell in a handbasket. But, we managed to hire everybody that we need on the engineering department, the new inspectors. Now we're currently hiring a position for the receptionist. But I really think that we need to look hard, Mr.
Budget, Mr. Duncan, bring it up at budget time.
I was just going to tell you that, Ed. Budget
Okay, I'm
time.
just giving everybody a little bit of a
Yeah,
heads up there, and I just wanted to bring that up. And
Well, I'm hoping all those extra summer help that we got this year, that we have not had in the past few years, have really helped those guys out as far as being able to get the menial jobs completed. and give those guys a little more time to do the more intensive work that's needed done.
Okay, but we've got a handful of
We got like,
people in comparison to what we used to have.
I-
No, I'm
without
talking
question.
qualified equipment operators and such. It's just, and then if somebody's on vacation, Mike doesn't have a crew. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Budget
to me.
time?
well, is the summer help not
I
helping out,
understand it's
Tim?
budget time, but it's
With
something.
people
no,
going
the
on
summer-
vacation, are they not filling
nobody
in?
can
No, but what
disagree with
Steve's talking about is skill.
Skilled labor, I mean, they're helping for sure.
I
We
mean,
need skilled
I
labor.
can get my daughter to mow grass. There's no problem there. But as far as, replacing some of the infrastructure in Monroeville, not sanitary, but our storm lines, it's just falling apart. Our
Oh,
roads,
there's no
look at our
question.
roads. It's a disgrace.
Well, we need the money for the materials as well.
I can't tell you how many residents call me about, I'll give you Ohio Street for an example. And I've called Mike, and he's like, okay, we're going to go there and we're going to patch, and
Yeah.
I've talked to Mr. Little about it. But they just don't have the manpower. And now comes summer, they have even less.
It's true.
My point that I'm trying to get across, that I think we should really look into public works, because that's our heartbeat of Monroeville. Any of us that want to get reelected or get elected, we rely on our phone calls from residents, that say, hey, I have a pothole here, so, man, send a crew out, get it taken care of. But also, hey, let's go Pens, and I do want to say happy birthday to my wife, which is Saturday, June 10th. That's all I have.
I remind you.
Tom?
Thank you, Mayor. First of all, I'd like to say to Nicole, thanks for doing such a great job at the library. We do have a great library. It looks like a lot of people have taken advantage of it. I'd like to remind everybody there's a pancake breakfast on June 10th at the Garden City Methodist Church. You can buy your tickets at the door, and go Pens.
I'm going to have a real long one. Go Pens, and is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Is there a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Good job. Friday.